I first got involved simply because a colleague asked me to attend a reception and said it was the Merritt Fund and it was for helping other librarians, and I thought it was a nice idea, and I went and learned more about it and actually heard at my first reception from a previous recipient, and I said, wow, I think this is something that we should all support.
Because it can happen to anyone to have a problem with discrimination or harassment or in defense of intellectual freedom. So I felt that it was my duty as a librarian to do that.
The law is important, but people have lives to live and they need to have support beyond the law. So I would hope people would see that and support intellectual freedom in that way, as well as supporting the legal rights of librarians.
The fund was established in 1970. It is named for LeRoy C. Merritt, who was very active in the defense of intellectual freedom. At his death, he left a sum of money, and his widow, of course, established this fund along with the American Library Association.
The Merritt Fund works by providing a means for librarians to support other librarians who are facing financial difficulty because they've taken a stand for intellectual freedom at work, or because they've been discriminated against. And it's a way for us to have a pool of money ready so that when something comes up, we can act right away and help tide them over through the worst.
I joined the fund largely because I was a member of the Freedom to Read Foundation and the Intellectual Freedom Committee, and that was supporting the legal rights of librarians. But I knew there was another life beside law, and I was mostly interested in trying to support librarians who were fired for unjust reasons and who needed help beyond the law.
Grants from the fund are not restricted. They're there to provide financial assistance for what people need. So if they need to consult an attorney, they need to pay rent, if they need to pay for childcare, they need to pay for food, because they've lost their job or because they're having difficulties, it is at their discretion.
Over $100,000 has been awarded to dozens of recipients, and the average grant is from $1,000 to $1,500.
We have a couple ways for people to apply for assistance. We do have application forms that are printed. We have brochures that have that information available. They can call the fund's offices, and they can also visit our website, which is just simply merrittfund.org. Grant recipients do not have to disclose anything to the public. They're never expected to talk about it. We never report anything. We just will say that funds were dispersed, and that is that. And there are some recipients who have felt that they could come forward and they want to talk about it because they felt that their story could be inspiring to others. I became a trustee of the fund because I feel it's important for librarians to help each other. In these cases, they're never easy. These are always difficult cases. If they were easy ones, they probably wouldn't need to come to us. There are very few places where librarians can go for this kind of assistance when times are tough. And if we can't help each other, what kind of service profession are we?